Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much that you are attending today for my topic. A big excuse from my side that I don't speak English well, and if anybody from us will become tired from my speak, don't worry. I'm going to make a lot live coding here, and I'll do there a lot of boo. Line by line, maybe that would be better for you. If you have any questions, you can stop me anytime, and we can discuss. If the question is enough short, and maybe answer would be enough short too, because the question like a comparison Apache Camel and Spring Integration is very big subject which requires separate session. So let's go. During you reading this very important text, let me tell you some a couple boring words about me. My name is Artem Bilan, and I am Spring team member who responsibility is about Spring Integration framework and everything what is around it. I am a founder of Spring Integration Java DSL framework, which is the subject of our talk today. Natively, I am from Ukraine, and I just relocated here to US several months ago. So that was very impressive, amazing, and crazy and difficult summer this year for me and my family to adjust to new system, new culture. Anyway, before joining Pivotal as a Spring member a couple years ago, I worked as a contributor to the same Spring framework during several years too. That maybe was some point how I became a Spring member, just because I was very powerful, very enough I tried a lot to make Spring members like Gary Russell to accept my work, because it was enough important not only for me as a target developer like most of you, and that my contribution became eventually more and more important for other community, and that was my contribution to Spring Integration, especially to Spring Integration framework. And eventually I was very happy. Some day in my life was very happy for me, because I became Spring member. I worked that time for some company which business is around financing, and we worked a lot about some subject which is called right now like microservices. And Spring Integration, thanks to its messaging and message channel modeling, helped us to distribute our financing system to small applications which can live without other applications and interact with to each other independently of the state of all of them, because if even some application is dead, it doesn't mean that another application should be dead too. That's why Spring integration in this point is very important. Okay, that was about me, and right now, what about we talk? We live in the event-driven world, and everything around us, not only our computers, but even in the nature, communicate to each other using events, messages, packages. It doesn't matter how do we call it, that just because it is the subject, how it's something, how scenes and dead or live scenes interact and communicate to each other. From other side, we as human live with this, in this event-driven world, bombing each day with hundreds and even thousands of messages from everywhere, like SMS, phone calls, emails, and any other, listening radio, driving the car, taking a look to Google Map Navigator. That's everything are messages. And in many situations, it's enough amazing and impressive how guys like Mark Fisher can find the time to read his all messages in the mailbox, on the phone, and somewhere, to understand and see what's going on around our work, for example. Including to everything that we can be subscribed to many social networks like LinkedIn, Twitter, and any other similar. Everything from from there are messages. So bringing messaging model from the real world to software area, IT area, is very important because building the messaging model in applications allow not only for us software developers, but even for customers who request those applications from us to adapt to the business which will be done by this application very quickly, because this model is enough intuitive. If we take a look to everything around us, even my talk right now to you is a messaging. I send you message and you all are subscribed to my channel, my voice. That's why we need to understand messaging model enough. Messaging model looks like this. It has three first-class citizens point, which one of them, of course, is message. That is something which is move from one point to another point, like a piece of information. This information, event, message, or anything else moves from one point to another through channel. This is just some transport, like, for example, right now, the transport for interaction between us is my voice. And point, in this case, it's two separate objects, two objects which on both sides. Like right now, one endpoint is me. I send message to you using my voice. Another endpoint, each of you. And we have a model publish subscribe right now. That is how it works in the real world, and that's how it must work in the application. Then that application will be enough intuitive, as I said before. So having that, we end up with a model which is the heart of Spring integration. I don't know how does it work in Apache Camel, but I know that there is no such a subject like channel in Apache Camel. We bring on top message channel in Spring integration just because it makes the messaging model enough intuitive. And with that, endpoints connect through channels to each other and send messages using that channel from one point to another, not vice versa. Vice versa, we need to use another channel to receive reply, for example. But why I say about everything that? Just because we are here to hear anything about Spring Integration Java DSL. I said you everything about messaging, message channel, and endpoints just because we need to adjust our mind and keep to the subject and keep it in mind, just because these three components are very important in Spring Integration Java DSL as well. Not only in the raw Spring integration, which can live even without Java DSL or even without XML configuration, which we call as DSL2, of course, because it's special domain specific language just for Spring integration. So we are going to talk here about why Spring Integration Java DSL, how Java 8 helps us with this, why Spring integration anyway in the Spring portfolio or ecosystem. After that, we go a bit, or maybe more around some my demo real time, demonstrating you Spring integration in action, Java DSL in action. Then we talk a bit about some problems which had been popped to us from the community as a feedback about Spring Integration Java DSL. Then we talk about something new, what has been done recently in new version of Spring Integration Java DSL. Then I demonstrate you some new features like live demo, of course. In the end, I'm going to release a new Spring Integration Java DSL 1.1 version together with you here. right, just right here, and even just before that, we contribute a bit with you. We add some more new feature, quick, simple feature to framework and release together. So let's go to our journey. Well, as we all know, Spring Integration has been here for a while, and it has been started just only with XML DSL, having enough complex from the first, at a glance, enough complex model. We decided to make some simple high-level API. That's why an XML DSL has been introduced and made for each of Spring Integration components. For example, aggregator, splitter, which are core enterprise integration patterns, and including to that, for protocol-specific adapters has their own XML DSL as well. Like the same IMQP inbound channel adapter, or file outbound channel adapter, or something like Redis outbound gateway. Those XMLs components has been introduced to simplify your life and allow to write some short pieces of code, but on XML. When I show you this slide about Java 8, because thanks to her introduction here, its introduction of Streams API, we were able to rethink about Spring Integration model and reuse this style of behavior and create Java DSL for Spring Integration. Another point around us already during 2 years, yeah, seems for me 2 years, is Spring Boot, which made so much noise, and finally we end up these days with microservices style and cloud native applications. I'm sure you saw this type of configuration very often these days, and I'm not an exclusion. You see the same Spring Boot application in my demos as well. But that it's not the end. The main point of Spring Boot that we all must go to Java DSL. Like Java configuration and Java and annotation configuration for Spring applications. Many other Spring projects don't have so much components for as high-level API for end users. That's why it's enough easy there to introduce some short annotation and allow user to specify that annotation on the configuration class, and that's all. Everything looks like work. From Spring Integration perspective, it's not enough, just because we have a tool which allow us to build application from point to point. For example, listen messages from GMS queue and store them to JDBC table. For this task, we need to write some code. And of course, we'd like to write as less code as possible. And we, having Spring Boot applications, we don't want to switch from Java code, for example, for JDBC configuration and GMS configuration from one side, and switch to XML DSL for Spring Integration to configure our messaging flow. That's why Spring Boot has very big impact to Spring Integration evaluation. So all those facts moved us to introduce Spring Integration Java DSL. Let me show you some code, live code. We are going to, my stupid task here would be, let me, where is it? Okay, I forgot to remove all this code. Okay. Our demo would be to do something like read file line by line, transform it a bit, and store to my favorite database, MongoDB. We will use MongoDB just because it allows us do not configure it before. The file which I'd like to parse and store is our typical application properties for Spring Boot. This file is stored in class path, so we can read it from there. No, I'm not going to use the port. Okay. One of feature which has been introduced in Spring Integration Java DSL 1.1 was a request from some community members who would like to see some distinguishes in applications, not write some big config like we can write some big XML. These guys don't like to write some long, big Java application config for DSL. That's why we introduced something like integration flow adapter. Yeah, here we are. This class allow us to extend it and write some custom service which encapsulates some piece of Spring Integration work. It has only one method which we must implement. How we implement it, we'll see after. First of all, if we'd like to read this file, we need to have it in our application. Thanks to Spring Boot environment, it's enough easy. Not auto-wire, but value. We read our application properties file. sorry, and of course it would be file. Thanks to conversion service, the value will be converted to file directly, just because this piece of code is class pass message. Like this one is redundant to read the file. Since we are going to store our work into the MongoDB, we need to use MongoDB factory. Yeah, it is. Which we auto-wire from where? From Spring Boot. Since Spring Boot 1.3, we have embedded Mongo auto configuration. Just adding some specific jar to our project, to ClassPass. I won't show you our Gradle. We just have MongoDB on board right away. So using features from integration flow adapter, we can use from, yeah? There are a lot of from methods in this class which we can use to start our integration flow. Having the file, I'd like to start it directly, showing you some features not only from Java DSL or even Spring, but just because it is Java. Plus it is Java 8. So I'd like to start, let's do, for example, to start just from the objects directly, message source. Yeah, it's correct. Yeah, it's correct. It's message source. Where it will be file, our file. What it does it like? Okay, yeah. It asks us to. And we return here our application properties file as a payload of generic message. Yeah, it is here. Having the feature from IDEA, we can replace everything with Lambda. And yeah, it is like this, very short and simple code. This is redundant too. IDEA shows us that code can be very short. Before that, you saw that it was a bit longer and less readable. This piece of code, which is from, show us where we start our integration flow. Here we started from message source. Message source is some component which should be pullable. So we need a puller for this component. It is the part of second argument of this method, which can be Lambda as well. So it requires from us the poller, which we must configure. And we configure it. It's crazy code, but it works. Like trigger. Since we have only one file here, we don't need to pull very often. Of course, we can read this file using some other code. For example, here, just after starting the application, and go ahead even without Java DSL. But we need to understand what is it and how does it work. That's why I try to show you a simple sample as possible and demonstrate some tricks which allow us from idea auto completion and Java 8 features, plus Spring Boot with its auto configurations and other cool features from all other Spring portfolio projects. Well, what I need to do here on the trigger method is to add some trigger, only once trigger. We call it like only once trigger. So we need to make a tick and stop pulling for this file, of course. For this purpose, I suggest to use some simple feature from Java, which is atomic Boolean, which would be called from some method like this is another Java 8 feature. Next date, yeah, should be enough. This is called like method reference. Since we don't have it, we must implement it. Well, it is here. And since we'd like to have it like only once, we need to use this invoke it, get and set, invoke it. If it wasn't invoked, we mark it like invoked, return new date, otherwise we must return null. That's how Poller's trigger context works. With that, let me make this code shorter. Shorter it won't be. Like this. Well, we pulled the file, then we want to go somewhere directly to MongoDB. For MongoDB, we need to use the specific adapter for MongoDB. Unfortunately, we don't have MongoDB DSL in current version because there was no yet request on the matter. But it doesn't say that it is very, very difficult to use MongoDB adapters. I suggest something like this. We know that MongoDB has Spring Integration has MongoDB adapters. To store message to the DB, not message document to MongoDB, we need to use specific message handler, MongoDB MongoDB storing message handler. Yeah, here it is, handler, new. It requires something like factory, return handler. Now you should understand why this method is called like handle, because everything is done behind with message handler implementation. Any others here is some feature. That's why we need to say which collection, MongoDB collection we will use. It requests from us expression, but we can use very simple expression like literal expression. Yes, because it will be just a string. But that's why from other side, that's why we add more and more target protocol adapters to Java DSL to simplify code. I'll show you later in other my demos how does it work. So it is like this. That's for store, but we didn't done anything for file data, which is like just simple property file. And what I want to do, read this file line by line and store each line like separate document with key and value properties of document. So first of all, of course, we need to read file line by line. For this purpose, we suggest file splitter component. And here you can see something like, I call it namespace factory. We have many namespace factories on the matter. For example, IMQP for IMQP components. Another one can be GMS. A new one in Spring Integration Java DSL 1.1 is HTTP. Here are file splitter is some component which allow to accept inbound message as a file payload with a file payload or input stream or anything else which can be treated as a file, and read this file stream reader line by line and emit as much messages as we have rows in the file. Since we read already the file line by line, we have this line, for example. So we need to convert the line, one line, to something which can be stored to MongoDB, for example, automatically, not writing some domain model. I like the best for these cases something like hash map. For this purpose, Spring Integration Java DSL suggests us the transform method. which is intuitively, must be intuitively understandable. Just transformation. So we have we have string as input. For output, let's do map directly, for example. String here, string there. I need this generic typization for the method just to simplify my life somewhere inside, where pair is something like pilot. As you see, it is string automatically in this Lambda expression, since we are going to have many of them. Okay. First of all, we will split this line to the key and value from another side, just to make a map with two elements, for key and for value. Some stupid name. No, it doesn't. Not like this. Yeah. Why don't like to work? Okay. It is string. Yeah. Right, because it doesn't, the Lambda expression requires from us the map as a result. And for example, we can use some funny feature, string map builder. Yeah, it's something from Spring Integration Java DSL, which we use internally for components, for example, like header enricher or some email inbound and outbound channel adapters, which requires some mail properties for each message which we send and receive. Okay, what I do here, something like key, which is the first one, and another which is value, for another, and after that get. Yeah, because we want to have the map on the outbound. Okay, seems for me it must work. No? Let's check. Yeah, it isn't clear if it works. Select context is required. For what? Okay. Let's comment environment. Bless you. Application, no such file or directory. What I did bad here. Interesting. I did anything wrong. begin. Okay, I have some stupid mistake. Sorry. Strange. Sorry? Class pass in the beginning? No, it must be in class pass, of course. Because property for what? No, not true. No. Oh, which mistake I did here? Not sure. We read this file. Value. Strange, okay. Excuse me, I checked that before. As you see. Why don't we see it? It's interesting if I done, if I return my code, which has been here before, something like JIT reworked. Yeah? So it is the same. Strange. Class pass? No. Class pass is automatically there. It's by default. Something wrong with, maybe it is something wrong with, I use Spring Boot 1.3 point, yes, and I recently, just the last night, updated. No, it's Spring Boot. It must do it automatically. I can do that from, for example, from not sure why, of course. Okay, maybe even it doesn't matter. It will work, and you will be able to find this demo and others on the GitHub from my account or others. And right now, let me just describe what's going on here. We stopped with you on something like splitting and sending to MongoDB. I guess the issue is something with mixed versions of jars in ClassPass. Maybe Spring Boot has been changed a bit since the last night. That's that's why that was a bad idea to use build snapshot in the demo. What I wanted to show you this crazy piece of code, which is something like we do right now: publish, subscribe. We did this special method which is called publish subscribe channel, just to allow specify subscribers for the channel just in place. And as you see, we have here 2 subscribers. One of them is login handler, just to demonstrate. Others already in use. Oh, it's better. That's why we can use here random port for embedded MongoDB. And okay, yeah, it doesn't can't find the file. Okay, my bad. This piece of code show us something what we call it like subflow. Each subscriber is like a separate message flow, which is the same Java DSL definition, flow definition. So before or after this handle, we can do the same transform and so on. That means that this feature allows us to build Spring integration message flow as deep as possible, or even branch it just in place. From one side, it may be good idea. From another side, it may be enough difficult to read. We will talk about this a bit later. So right now, excuse me that my demo doesn't work. Not sure why. It worked even the last midnight. I checked it before, but we'll try to figure out later. Okay, that is the point what I just said you. When I started Java DSL project, I wrote some article which you can find in the internet from my account, and here is it. It looks so ugly that we have a lot of not so good feedback, not so good, no, the wrong word of course, because it's good feedback from the community when they say that this code looks enough ugly to read and to understand what's going on. But from other side, since this yes, it is here. I think it's better to see this code from IDE. Language, Java language, allows us to do this type of coding, and that's why framework won't allow to do the same. Yes, It is allowed. For example, we can do this type of chaining and nesting even using regular Java streams API, which we can apply for yes. Which one? Ah, do you mean this one?
Yeah. You started with integration flow definition in your demo, and the other one had integration flow.
Started.
That's just a factory. Integration flows is just a factory.
Ah, okay. You mean this one? Integration flows was there, yeah. And here, yes, we use in this framework many classical design patterns like factory, like builder, and thanks to new Java 8 Lambda style, we can do even something like this. Actually, this code is an inline implementation of the integration flow interface right now. Yeah, we talked about the complexity. No one make you to write this type of code. Of course, you can, as I say, shown you before, integration flow adapter, you can implement integration flow interface with this style, like bin definition, or you can implement it directly in some target custom service to distinguish separate your logic with different microservices, as usual. But since framework and language allow us to write this type of code, we can go ahead. Of course, if we take a look, I especially made this Java DSL sample like this to demonstrate as much Java 8 and Java DSL features as possible, just because if we take a look to XML code, it's very, very short. Just because it isn't overheaded with some special features which we have there. I invite you to revise this article in the internet and leave comments which would you like or anything else. Okay. The next our topic is what's new in Spring Integration Java DSL 1.1. What you see here, excuse me, just joke, because it doesn't matter that we done only 1,000 bug fixes over one for each night before. First of all, what we did, we moved directly to Spring Integration 4.2, just because Java DSL is a part of Spring IO platform 2.0, and we made enough breaking changes and enough critical changes in Spring Integration 4.2. I think it's some part of Gary Russell talk just after me, and he will point you where we made some performance improvement and, of course, breaking changes which we without support, which we can you can't live in Spring Integration 1.1 with Spring Integration 4.1 because there are enough breaking changes. What is interesting for community last time, that is Apache Kafka. It made enough noise around the world, and one of our critical projects like Spring XD made enough stuff around Kafka, like Kafka Transport and many other features like partitioning, which is based on Kafka and Zookeeper behind. So one of requests was to introduce Apache Kafka DSL to allow to configure those complex and big adapters enough quickly. You can find samples and test cases in the project. Another feature which I talked before is HTTP adapters, which is enough complex too from Spring integration perspective, and there was some request from community to support it. Podjo method invocation is something what is supported in Spring integration directly. I'm not sure why we bypassed it in Spring integration 1.0, but we added it. It's something like you have some service which done something, some custom service, which API doesn't depend on any framework, and you want to invoke some its method directly. Integration flow adapter we talked before. Wiretap is something what can be added to message channel from Spring integration XML DSL, but we added this support to Spring Integration Java DSL flow directly. Also, actually, wiretap is tied to message channel behind. We added support for dynamic languages, like we had similar in Spring Integration Core for Groovy, Python, JavaScript, and many other similar which can be reloaded at runtime. Yeah, some most cool feature which has been added is reactive streams support. This is another cool subject which goes around us in these days, and made enough noise for us and allow us to make some non-blocking, very responsive applications. And we added such a feature to Spring Integration Java DSL 1.1. You can find more info about everything what I'm talking here on the internet. This presentation and demos will be available on my account and GitHub and others. So right now I'd like to make a quick demo about reactive streams support in Spring Integration Java DSL directly. No, it isn't support of reactive streams in Spring Integration, it just only feature in Spring Integration Java DSL. We'll hope this one will work. Yeah, it is here. I have here simple application which can be treated like microservices. Its goal is very simple: accept some message, some name, for example, make some simple transformation, and respond with a greeting. What is cool here that, as you see, I have HTTP flow as endpoint to accept HTTP request, and another point is command line, when we can input some text from the console. Both of these endpoints of our microservices make direction somewhere to reactive streams. We made here some simple transformation using Spring Integration. Then we became as reactive streams publishers. You see, it is a bin, is exposed as a bin. Then we can use this bin in our application. Get bin from application context, we get a publisher and treat it as a message, as a data source, message source, event source, just publisher for streams. And here we use streams API from project Reactor. More questions to Stefan Maldini, and a special thanks for him for introducing and developing this project. If you pay attention properly, we have here some similar API what we do with Spring Integration Java DSL. Just because the goal looks similar, but no, actually Spring Integration uses the Java DSL uses behind all those Spring Integration components which are bins. From other side, reactive streams and reactor streams or RX Java streams can be bins, but typically they are just a code on the fly. And so here I publish messages to reactive stream, then made some mapping, like to uppercase our inbound event, and on consume I just write reply back to Spring Integration flow. So let's check it. What we have in application properties, environment, yeah. Let's try. Hello, Gary. Reactive streams works. Hello, Bilan. Another point that we checked with you right now, the command line endpoint. Command line endpoint. We pull stdin with very quick period. I enrich here reply channel to stdout, and there must be, yeah, it is here. Here is it some simple another flow which just send back reply. And as we know already, replies come to us from reactive streams. Another point is HTTP flow. Having here an inbound gateway, we actually block the client thread, HTTP thread, which is a part of embedded Tomcat from Spring Boot. For this purpose, I don't have a good GUI for this application because it doesn't matter. I just will use here curl. Here we are. HTTP endpoint works too. So our microservice with two protocols, inbound and outbound protocols, and reactive streams logic behind works well. As you guess, as you properly can guess, we can add more target protocol adapters to our application, and we can end up with the same logic behind, just because all those adapters delegate to the same logic behind. That's it. The next cool subject in our modern world right now, what we are doing now is some graphical tool to build integration flows using drag and drop feature. This subject will be covered by Gary Russell just on the next session from me. So I just want to say you this show you this screenshot and say several words, just because this tool, thanks to special hard work behind, generates Spring Integration Java DSL, not XML, not anything else, but especially Java DSL. And Gary Russell will demonstrate you how does it work. I see I don't have so much time already. So the next subject, like contribution together, we bypass. If someone will be interested, you can find me somewhere and we can do that like workshop or master class outside of sessions. Tomorrow? Yeah, why not? Well, yes, because Java DSL is an extension too. The next subject, what next? I mean, what we are going to do further in the framework. Any idea from you, community? Do you have any idea? Yeah. Display cloud stream. Mm-hmm. It work together, yeah? You are going to demonstrate Java DSL too?
No, I'm just going to talk about Spring Cloud Stream.
Yes.
And the whole XD evolution.
Oh, yes. Java DSL is just a tool. Finally, we end up with Spring application, as we know, microservice. So Java DSL is a tool, and as I show you, reactive streams is tool as well. It doesn't matter, it is Spring Stream Clouds or just raw Spring Boot application or anything else. It's just tool behind. It isn't for customers finally. It's tool for you to simplify your life as a developer. But our idea to introduce Spring Integration 5.0 somewhere since a new year. So any idea what we can do there? What would you like to see there, maybe? Okay. We have some plans for this purpose. Like you heard from Jürgen Hohler, he with his team is going to start Spring Framework 5.0, and we would like to follow with them and do similar critical changes in Spring Integration 2 and make it based on Spring Framework 5.0 and make Java 8 as minimal, which allow us to use all those features like optional, like streams API directly in framework and expose special, maybe enough special components to you to directly to as high level API. Since Spring Integration Java DSL is based on Java 8 and it can be moved to Spring Integration 5.0 directly because Java 8 will be minimal there. No reason to have it like separate project. Together with that, we are going to move directly to some organic integration with reactive streams, make a lot reactive code directly in Spring Integration core as behind and as well as some components for high-level API to simplify your life as well. As we talked just about Spring XD and Spring Cloud Streams, the Spring XD 2.0 is a critical feedback for us as well, just because it is based, and even those Spring Cloud Streams is based on Spring Integration, and it won't be the surprise moving to Java 8, we will have and expose more features there as well. That is another point of so critical improvement and introducing a new level for Spring Integration like 5.0. So, of course, we are community driven, and any feedback from you, any ideas and anything else is critical for us too, and we always are open for inputs and feedbacks using Jira, for example, or GitHub, or even you can reach us directly on email, or maybe someone from you know my own cell phone. Okay, that's it. Here we are. Stay tuned. Any questions? We have some yet. Yes, we have some time yet, and you can ask any questions. Yeah, welcome. I didn't hear properly.
Having everything in a big block makes it quite difficult for a human to
Yes.
The Java 7 version of that before is actually breaks the word and it's a small chunk, so you can do that. So you start off with your JMS factory method, should start the flow, and then you delegate it to, set to end that flow with the channel, and then just break down the.
Yes, like we did that before with XML. We have inbound channel adapter, then channels, then gateway, then outbound channel adapter. We have their separate components. And with Java DSL, we can do the same. Actually, we can separate our, as I show you this reactive demo. We can back to it. You can see there several, as you see, we have here several integration flow definitions, and they are connected to each other with channels. Yes. Code readability, it depends. Actually, it depends from end developer. Because, for example, in my previous work, I like it to write some code similar to make it ununderstandable for others. I think you need a microphone. Mm-hmm. Okay, the question from me to you, what is it? Sorry? Yes, it is, but no, it's not. What is it? What is it? It's a message, yeah. I think you know my talks, yeah? It's a message, right? I sent you just message. Yes, you can understand it, right? But you can use, for example, Google Translate, yeah? To understand what is it. You can filter it because you don't interested in this message. You can store it somewhere, yeah? Like make a photo and bring it with you, but it's just a message. But yes, it's thank you. It's my thank you from you. Thank you for attending.